Hey guys, it's Richard from Grafting Dragon Fruits, and today I'm going to be harvesting Red Jaina. So Red Jaina has been giving me a lot of signs that they're being ready to harvest, and I'm going to show you guys what those signs are. But I've been just, looking at them, seeing how they've been doing, and this is a total surprise to me because I didn't expect this to happen. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about in a bit. So we're going to harvest these Red Jaina. I'm going to let it chill in my fridge, and after it gets chilled, I'm going to do a taste test review so you guys know the Brix score and how sweet it is. I'm going to cut the inside so you guys see how it looks like, the flesh color and everything. And of course, I'm going to taste it so you guys all know what it tastes like, and I'm going to try to explain that the best I can. And with that being said, let's go ahead and take a peek, and I'm going to show you guys those signs, and let's harvest Red Jaina. All right, so Red Jaina has been sitting on a branch for about 40 to 43 days. I like to harvest around the 40th day or something in between. So I waited to 42nd day. But as I waited, I kind of like wanted to push it to see what was going to happen. And this is what happened. They started to crack. So you guys see Red Jaina is starting to split its shell. And my friend Diego, he is really red variety dragon fruit lover, told me that they are best harvest once they start to show cracking. They're very sweet once they get to this point. So I wasn't too concerned anymore after he told me that. Kind of made me feel good that this happened. The thing about Red Jaina was they didn't stay red and hold its shape for too long. About 3 days after turning red, they kind of just started cracking. And then there's others, examples I'm going to show you guys over there. But these guys are basically ready. They're about 42 days now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, as always, cut as close as I can to the stem. So that way I don't break any of these other nodes that can grow me potential fruits in the future. So I just wanna get as little plant material as possible. And here is our first Red Jaina. I just love how vibrant and magenta color this is. Super cool one to have in your garden. It really pops out with all this green that's around. So there's our first one. So here's another one. Gonna go ahead and do the same way, cut really close to the stem. And you guys can see I don't try to damage my dragon fruits too much because I know that they are gonna produce me fruits again next season. So try to leave as much on tack as possible. But here's our second one. Look at that. Beautiful fruits, you guys, beautiful fruits. Okay, so here is another Red Jaina. There still is a little green on it. So this one is probably around the 40th day. But it's starting to crack as well. But can you see this green one here? If I were to remove this green one, this one would have had a chance to grow bigger, but because they're sharing the same branch, this one is getting nutrients from it, so they're gonna be fighting for size and nutrients. So this one is a little smaller than the rest, but this one is really tiny because this one has been stealing all the nutrients. So hopefully, once I take this off, this one starts to kind of grow a little bit. But I know in the beginning stages, that's where all the growing happens. So this one's probably just gonna be a really nice, cute little red one. But here we go. Let's go ahead and try to get as close as to the branch in there. Snip. And we'll just try to snug it in there. There we go. That is our third one. And our last but not least, this one I waited about 43 to 44 days. It's really big. I wanted to see if it's gonna get bigger, get any more red, but look at that split right there. It's starting to really crack, and I know it's a little shady, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this so I can give you guys a better view of how it looks. And I kind of cut into the shell, but that's okay. Not too much was taken off, but here we are. Check that out, you guys, and look at that split. You can already tell the fresh color in there. It's really red, very vibrant, just like the shell. So very excited to get these inside in the fridge, let them chill and see how they taste. I've never tasted Red Jaina before. This is gonna be my first time, so we're all gonna get to experience that together. All right, guys, so that is the 4 Red Jainas that's ready to be harvested today. I have one more here that's kind of just still burgundy. You can see the color difference. Shell has not cracked yet. I'm gonna give it 1 or 2 more days. I'm gonna be really careful to see if this is gonna crack or not. I'm gonna try to pick it when it doesn't crack so we can have a comparison with the ones that crack to see if it's true, if it gets sweeter, or maybe I let it overripe. I don't know, so that's why I do these experiments, so I can show you guys so we can both and all get the best experience from these fruits, okay? All right, so I'll see you guys in a bit after these dragon fruits chill. Okay guys, so welcome back. It's finally time to do a taste review on these Red Jainas. I put them in my fridge and I couldn't wait for them to get chilled. So it's finally time. I just had dinner and now it's time for dessert, and dragon fruit is on the menu. So what we're gonna be doing is, I'm gonna be taking a cut of this dragon fruit. We're gonna do a Brix test score to see how sweet it is. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite, do a taste review, let you guys know what the insides taste like. And I can't wait to get started. So let's go ahead and do that. So Red Jaina, it's a red flesh variety. And this dragon fruit needs to be cross-pollinated for it to be able to have fruit. And what I mean by cross-pollination is you gotta take pollen from a different variety, pollinate its flower, and then this is what you're gonna have in return if it's successful. So what I did was I used American Beauty pollen. I cross-pollinated it with that pollen to Red Jaina, and then this is the fruit that came out of that. So I know American Beauty works, and you guys have this variety and have American Beauty, definitely use their pollen. And I was lucky enough for the American Beauty and Red Jaina to be blooming at the same time, so I just went to American Beauty's flower, dabbed a little bit of pollen, went to Red Jaina and pollinated Red Jaina, and then 40 days later, we have this fruit. Oh, and when to harvest Red Jaina? I harvest them around 40 to 42 days, but because I waited so long, it started to crack. So this is about the 42nd to 43rd day, and I have another fruit here that isn't too cracked, so we're gonna do taste tests on both of these to see which one is sweeter and is it beneficial to let them crack, or can you pick them a little early so they can stay aesthetically pleasing to our eyes. All right, so enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get into this dragon fruit. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one first, the one that cracked. We're gonna see if it's truly sweeter than this one so we can compare it, okay? I'm gonna cut right down the crack because it already have an opening for me. And here we have the flesh, and wow, you guys, it is really red, like dark red. Check that out. So Red Jaina holds up to its name. It has really red flesh. Now let's see how sweet it is. So I'm gonna grab a spoon. And I'm just gonna scoop it into this garlic presser that I use. And it's just any garlic presser. It just makes it easier for me to do this test. And we're just gonna hope that Red Jaina has a lot of juices. So I'm gonna try to grab it from all of the area so we can get an accurate score. And let's get these juices in. So here we go. And that's about all you need. And sorry guys, I got some on here. Let me just wipe that off real quick. And now, the moments of truths. 16.2. So 16.2 is relatively sweet. Anything over 18 and in the 22 range of Brix score is really sweet. So it's not too sour, not too sweet. It might just be that fine balance of sweetness that red dragon fruits usually normally have. Your other varieties, like purple varieties, are more tardy, and the red ones are more beady, so their flavor is going to be a little different. But with that being said, let's see how it really tastes. I'm going to go ahead and just cut myself a slice. Alright guys, so here's Red Jaina. Really nice red flesh. And let's dive into it. Wow! It tastes a lot like a strawberry. It's like a sweet strawberry. It's not tardy. It's not where you bite it and you kind of want to pucker up your face. It's really nice and refreshing. The texture isn't too soft. It's firm, but when you put your palate against with your tongue, it breaks apart. The seeds are crunchy. It's pretty juicy, but overall really resembles that strawberry taste to it. It's like a nice sweet strawberry. It's the best I can explain to it. That is so good. That was my first time having Red Jaina, and I'm telling you guys, really enjoying this variety. It tastes amazing. Wow, I can't get enough of this. All right, so that's that one. That's the one that totally split. So let's go on ahead, move on to the one that hasn't split yet, and see how that tastes compared to the one that fully ripe and exploded on me. So let me just clean this off first. Just gonna wipe it with some napkin, making sure that it's really clean. Okay. So here's this one again, the one that barely cracked. We're gonna see if we're gonna get a lower sugar content on that, or is it higher? Let's see. go ahead and cut this in half. Again, really beautiful flesh from Red Jaina. Juicy, you can be seeing it staining my finger. And be careful, if this gets onto your shirt, it will stain your shirt. So let me clean this as well. Give me a second, guys, sorry. I should be rinsing it with water to make sure it's really clean, but for the sake of this video, I don't want to make it too long. I'm just gonna do my best to clean it, so bear with me. And let's get some of this flesh. Put it in here. And again, here we go into our Brix refractometer. That's all we really need. And moments of truth on our little Red Jaina that barely split. 15.4. Okay, so what does that tell me? It told me that if it's split, then it's gonna be a little sweeter. So the one that barely cracked, even though the shell cracked and it's telling me signs that it's ready, the Brix refractometer told me that it was 1% less sweeter than the other one that's fully split. So for this variety, this red variety, if it splits, go ahead and harvest it, but don't be alarmed that it's ruined. It tastes perfectly fine, and I enjoyed it really much. But with that being said, let's see how the little one tastes. Even though the sugar content can say that it's a little less sweet, but the contrast of the flavor of the maturity of the fruit could be different and it tastes better. So let's see. So this is our little one that barely cracked. Okay, definitely I was able to tell a difference right away. The bigger one that split bigger was definitely more sweet. Like this was a sweet strawberry. And this is the type of strawberry flavor that was not too sweet. It was kind of like neutral. Like there was sugar, but not quite there yet, but still very good because there was more tart to it. So like this tartier one was pretty refreshing as well. Really enjoyable. Still really nice flavors. I wouldn't even complain about that. That was really nice. But if you prefer it to be on the sweeter side, let it crack. Let it go all the way. It's perfectly fine, especially with this variety, Red Jaina. And we will be doing experiments and taste tests for other varieties to see when it's best to be harvested. So hopefully this helped you guys with this variety in general. And if you were ever wondering when to harvest or if it ever cracked on you, don't be worried because I had one that cracked really big. Tasted amazing. Probably one of the best ones this season so far. I only had American Beauty and Red Jaina. And right now, Red Jaina is holding the title of flavor right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the rest of this dragon fruit, share it with my family. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you guys did, please hit the like button. If you guys have any questions about Red Jaina, go ahead and leave in the comments. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. And if you guys want to see more grafting and dragon fruit videos of mine, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that way you guys won't miss a single thing. Have a wonderful day now. Goodbye, guys.